Good morning and welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. Today I went shopping at Aldi. It is April 23rd and I thought I'd share with you my findings of what my grocery stores look like right now in upstate New York, but also what I ended up getting for our 3-week grocery haul and everything that we're hoping to do with freezer meals before our next Snail Space Challenge. And if you're new to our channel, welcome. We're a family of 10. And we're in the middle of finishing up a kitchen renovation project that has started 10 years ago. And we're trying to finish that up, so we're doing some freezer meals for our final Snail Space Challenge. So here's a look at everything that we got today for our 3-week haul. I actually had a fairly significant list of things that we needed, and there were actually several items they were out of. And I have my freezer meal list here of things that I want to make. But as I go over these things, you're going to see that these meals are going to be changing. So we had 2 gallons of milk at my Aldi this week. Milk was on restriction, so you could get a limit of 2, which baffles me to why that is the case, because I know some of our local dairies here have actually been dumping their milk. I don't know why, but for whatever it is, limit 2 there. Cottage cheese, again, you're going to see a focus on healthy proteins here. This is something that Daniel and I eat, well, some of the other kids eat it too, so I picked up those. Just a few stock up bakery items. We have really limited all of our sweet bakings and things like that to almost nothing because, again, sugars and such like that promotes inflammation. Inflammation promotes illness. So, an attempt to keeping our immune systems running tip-top shape, limited baking. You'll see this load is pretty heavy on vegetables. We picked up lettuce. I did find that these bags are actually considerably smaller, so you're paying the same price for less produce, but whatever the case is, I needed this. Celery, we're doing a lot of soups. If you're trying to stretch your protein, soups are a great way to do it. So more celery. Daniel does not like milk, so we got him some yogurt because, well, how do you get a kid to drink milk? Cheese, I needed that for some of our freezer meals. This was running at about $2.75. It was either $2.72 or $2.75 a pound. I picked up 4 of those just for my freezer meals. Again, happy food for Mr. Daniel. Picked up some pasta, normal pricing here. Egg noodles are for a freezer meal. I think I was still able to get everything for that freezer meal. But there are things that we were definitely out of. Now, the canned goods here were still limited to 4, so limited to 4 for here. And then pasta sauce was limited to 2. That does not work well for our family of 10 when we're doing 3 weeks between shopping. So I picked up the 2 that we could get. And, well, I'm going to have to get really creative with figuring out how to get more pasta sauce because the tomatoes, let's see, it's April. We're not going to get tomatoes until August. So we're going to have to come up with plan B, and that may be shopping at seeing if I can find a restaurant supply store that has some big number 10 cans, and then we'll just have to either can it, recan it, or freeze it ourselves.
Don't we have stuff down in the basement?
We have some.
Some homemade stuff?
We definitely have a few jars left. I am not out, but we go through, I would say, in 3 weeks, an average of 4 to 6 of these. So we're definitely building a deficit, understandably, but again, trying to be prepared for what may be coming down the pike. I don't know. We do have our garden that will be, Lord willing, coming soon, but still, again, trying to just be as prepared as we can considering the circumstances. The meat here was limited to 2 packages. Again, for 3 weeks for a family of 10, doesn't work very well. I went ahead and picked up those 2 packages. In fact, they were the last 2 of the chicken thighs. Very meager meat supplies there. Picked up the tuna. We didn't actually use that much tuna the last 3 weeks, but again, with a limit of 4, I don't want to necessarily push it and say, oh, I don't need it this week because next week, well, in 3 weeks, it might be gone. Picked up potatoes. We've been doing a little bit more with potatoes. I have a low-carb, crustless quiche bake that I make with broccoli, so I wanted some of that. Our chickens, thankfully, have been laying so well, so we went ahead and I wanted to do some quiches for breakfast, something a little bit different for the kids. The mushrooms were on sale, 89 cents a package this week, so I picked up 4 of those. I'm going to be doing chicken a la king as one of my freezer meals. If you haven't checked out that recipe, I'll put it down in the description below. It's a great meal just for the freezer, but also to stretch your protein. So when you're in a situation where you're limiting how much protein you can get, you really have to get creative with how to stretch it with a larger family size. So chicken a la king is one of those. We've got mushrooms. I'll put the recipe for that. It's delicious. It's a great way to stretch it. The peppers, same thing there. Carrots, we actually have a lot of carrots from past weeks, so I only needed a few of those. Apples are restocked. Bananas, cantaloupe are on sale for I think $1.29. And then the strawberries did not look really good. They were on sale, but they didn't really look that good. So I only picked up one package. I normally would have picked up 3. So everything here came to a total of $120.90. They were out of oyster crackers, tortilla chips,
Mixed vegetables, or frozen vegetables.
For all the frozen vegetables were gone. There was no ground turkey. There were no Kleenex this week. I'm trying to think what else they were out of. Art noticed they did not have any yeast there. And we went to Price Chopper to look for frozen vegetables, and the frozen vegetables section was just decimated. Unbelievable. So this week was, considering this was a 3-week difference from when we went last time, definitely there was less selection. Produce was still really good, but some of the things like the proteins, the canned goods, they're limiting, which is making it a little bit more difficult. So that's my experience with Aldi on April 23rd in upstate New York. If you are in a situation similar, I would encourage you to find other resources for your food, whether it be finding a local restaurant who may be willing to add a few items to their order for you and you can pay them, because it seems like restaurants are not having an issue currently with buying bulk food. So that is one way we've been able to get 40 pounds of chicken from a friend who has a restaurant. So be creative and learn to make do. I don't have any frozen vegetables, so we're going to, I'm going to be changing my freezer menu, and we're going to use what we have, and that's okay. This is the time where you learn to be flexible and still focus on eating healthy, and also consider planting a garden. This may be the year. People are saying this is the year for the Victory Garden.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the year to do it. In fact, we're going to be going outside next to be working in our garden. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below or on my community page if YouTube does not have my comments restored. And let me know what you have found in your local stores. As always, thanks so much for watching. Stay healthy, and we'll see you for our next video. Bye!
One thing I noticed is the lettuce we have here. I think that lettuce will probably get us through until our garden starts producing.
It'll be close. And my spinach has little tiny baby leaves about this big. So I think we might be having spinach in the next 2 weeks.
Yay!